Welcome back everybody, thank you for joining me on another video. I'm really excited about the content that I'm able to bring to you today. I'm heading out with content creator Cam Bostock and his Patreon crew, but unfortunately where we're going I can't bring these guys with me, so I'm just walking them today and I'll be heading off bright and early in the morning. But I'll tell you more about that adventure that I have planned for this video with you right now. My first point of call was to meet up with two girls I had met before on an adventure planned by Cam. We dropped a car at the end point, then carpooled in a second vehicle to the start location where we met up with the other hikers. It was at this spot where we listened to Cam's debrief on the activities that he had planned for the day. On this particular occasion, the plan was to cover a 40-kilometre section of the Bibbulmun track over 2 days. This hike was well planned out and organised. To start with, Cam gave everyone 4 options for an adventure. There was a group vote and the majority won. Cam then organised everything and posted that info on his Patreon page. Here's an example of some of the information that he shared with everyone. There was great communication between the group, and Cam even shared a whole bunch of his extra kit with people that didn't have some of the things needed for the hike. Look at the light bouncing off those gum trees. I feel like I'm in a Frederick McCubbin painting right now. This is amazing. There were several short stops throughout the day, allowing people to have a quick snack if necessary or to rehydrate. This was also a good opportunity to check out the views in the surrounding area and to listen to the sounds of nature. Hey Karen.
Oh, this is so pretty, this forest area. So I sent you a photo of that. Yeah.
The shelters all along the Bibbulmun track are well maintained and make a great place to stay the night. It's also a great spot to have a break or play some games like this one.
Action.
That was all Ollie. That was not you.
That was so good. Yeah, good hustle, Sam.
So the girls have told me they found a little friend hiding away in here. If you don't follow Cam Bostock already on social media, then you might be wondering who he is. Well, he's a content creator that showcases some of the best locations that WA has to offer. His content has drawn together a large following of like-minded outdoor enthusiasts and the attention of business brands like Outdoor 24. And why wouldn't people or businesses want to invest their time and money into him? If you do follow Cam, you will see that this is a guy that works hard, trains hard, and lives large. Oh, I went off the track. I think hiking along the Bibbulmun track at this time of year was a really great choice because we got to experience all of these microclimates that added to the mystique or fantasy of the track. In the early morning, of the second day, there were sections of track that were covered in fog, which gave us a neat experience of walking through a forest in the clouds. We also experienced warm spring-like conditions and cold wintry moments. JD. But that didn't bring down anyone's spirits. Everyone still had a smile on their face and was having a great time. Then, once the rain was gone, the sun would come out and the sunlight would bounce off the raindrops that were still clinging onto the trees, plants and grasses. Okay, so right now I'm walking with one of the other hikers that's come with us on this trek. This is Lauren.
Hey guys.
Lauren's known Cam for a little bit. How long have you known him now?
Oh, since about 2019.
Okay, and how did you first meet?
We met actually at a 24-hour endurance race in Sydney.
Oh, excellent. So you're from Sydney?
Nope, from Perth. We're both from Perth. And
so
we're
you
both
flew?
Racing over there, yeah.
Oh, you flew over there. Oh, interesting. Were you on different teams?
Yep.
All right, and then you met up.
Yeah,
That's
so
cool.
he ended up racing with a team that had a few guys that I knew in, so that's how
Okay.
we met.
And it's been friends ever since, eh?
Yeah, yep.
Awesome. And I know you've actually been with Cam on a few other adventures. What else have you done with Cam? Could you let us know?
We've done the Stirling Range Ridge Walk.
Oh, yeah.
We've done like numerous of the climbs down in the Stirling Range together.
Yep.
We did the Mundabiddi on our mountain bikes a couple of months ago.
Ah, yes. I actually saw the first part of that video on YouTube, on Cam's YouTube. So, yeah, that looked like a pretty hectic time, like fighting against the rain and the wind and all that stuff.
It was tough. It was tough, but
Challenging.
Yeah, definitely challenging.
And worth it in the end.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can say you conquered the Mundabiddi.
Exactly.
So for those of you that don't know, for those of you that don't live in Western Australia, the Mundabiddi is a 1,000-kilometre long mountain bike trail that actually runs adjacent to the Bibbulmun track, and that's what we're hiking on at the moment. So you guys did that together and conquered it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well done.
And when you got a mate like Cam doing it, it makes it much easier to nut it out together.
Yeah. So this Patreon camping trip that we're on, is this your first one?
Yep, this is my first one actually. I haven't been on any of the others. Sorry, Cam.
And what's your thoughts so far?
Yeah, it's been good. I really like how there's such a different variety of people that all have like a common interest, and someone's like, we've found out we all sort of know someone somehow, or there's all links between us, but it's been really good.
So I actually met a lady named Michelle. Hi, Michelle. She works at the same school as my next door neighbour. So it's funny how, you know, you come on something like this, you've never met these kind of people before, and yet you find these connections, which is one reason why I love meeting new people, because you just never know who you're going to meet, and you can have some really cool conversations along the way. So
yeah, definitely.
It's awesome being out here. Now look at this. Just walking through this forest at the moment. The Bibbulmun track is truly amazing. It's really cool how fast the terrain and the environment changes throughout the course of the trek. Like, you know, 500 meters from now it could be completely open and you see all these spectacular views and everything. So it's been a really great hike so far, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been really good. Yeah,
cool. Well, thanks for your time, Laura.
No worries, thank you.
We're going to keep trekking and I'll talk to you all in a moment. See ya. I had only met Cam on 2 other occasions prior to going on this camp, and I saw him as this charismatic, outgoing guy that loves the outdoors, but I learnt more about him than that, and that is why I wanted to speak to Lauren, because I knew she had been on adventures with Cam before. She had seen him full of energy at the start of an adventure, and been with him when he was in the hurt locker after a grueling day on the Mundabiddi. She confirmed something, that Cam had been quite open about with me. You see, Cam describes himself as being an introvert that simply enjoyed having adventures in the outdoors by himself or with a few close friends. Ultimately, his passion for the outdoors turned into a hunger to share his adventures with more and more people. He now claims that seeing people's enjoyment when they see the glory of the natural world is more fulfilling for him than he could have imagined, and that organising group hikes for the Rapids Trail Club and overnight camping trips with his Patreons are some of his most enjoyable adventures during the year.
Say like 40 minutes. Oh, really? Yeah, 40 or an hour. To be fair, I didn't actually know that. I knew we were right.
Yeah. That's the beauty of the bib. 1,000 kilometres and it's just changing the whole way along.
Parkour.
Parkour!
After experiencing all of these things, we finally made it into camp at the end of the first day.
Feet feel amazing in my slippers.
We set up a campfire, we told some stories, we joked and laughed, had a feed, and then eventually we went to bed.
My legs.
Dinner.
Screaming fire.
It's technically not going yet.
Good morning, everybody. So I just thought I would check in because I didn't check in last night and give you a recap of the day's events. We got into camp last night at about 5:40 and the sun was already going down, so the lighting wasn't very good. So I thought I'd get up bright and early and record a sunrise, which I've never done before. So I've got some drone footage of me actually kind of heading down the valley through here, out over the fog, and then back into the sunset, and then I turn and come back out, and then I make another pass heading back towards the sunset. So hopefully I've got a few good shots which I can share with you in this video. I've never recorded a sunrise before, so hopefully I did it some justice. So recap on yesterday's events. We got into camp last night at 5:40 after about a 10-hour duration from when we started. We spent about 8 hours walking, and the rest of the time was for like a lunch break and a morning tea break. So and a few other short breaks throughout the course of the day. So the entire time that we were out on track was 10 hours, but the actual hiking duration was about 8 hours. So we covered 27 kilometers in 8 hours, which is pretty good going. And we didn't leave anyone behind. We would eventually get spread out over the track, you know, maybe 200-300 meters, but then the front runners would find a place to rest and we'd let everyone catch up and we'd have a quick break. For the remainder of this hike, we've got about a 13-kilometer trek left to go to complete out our 40k hiking weekend. And we're heading towards the Mundaring Hotel now, and that is where we will finish out our trek. So we will actually be heading up this direction, and we're going to be following that valley for the remainder of the day, and eventually we'll be right alongside the weir. I might be able to get some shots of the lake, so I'll see you all in a moment. After recording my recap, I made my way back down to the campsite. I sat down, had a quick bite to eat, went for a stroll, checked out some of the splendid views around the Helena campsite, and then we all packed up our gear and we set off together. So good. Cam has a very good knowledge base of the nature trails and hiking trails in the southwest region. I know he's even explored to the northern reaches of WA, and he's now venturing out to other states. But I think something he could do, if he hasn't already thought about doing this, is organise team building activities for small businesses and take people on guided tours, because his organisational skills are really good. Like I said, this activity was very well planned out and everybody got along really well. So I think he could facilitate something like that, where he takes a small business group out, maybe for a day activity or maybe an overnighter, and he could challenge them with small games along the way to test their team building skills and communication skills. Just waiting to catch you falling on footage.
I will never fall.
Nice. So we are approaching the end of our adventure hike over the last 2 days. We've got about an hour and a half to go, so I thought I'd ask Cam a few questions and just thank him. Thank you so much for organising this activity for us.
Absolute pleasure, mate.
It's been awesome. A blast. Yeah, I've had so much fun meeting new people and all that kind of stuff. It's been great. So what got you into like social media and wanting to, you know, create these activities for people?
Yeah, I guess I just love doing this kind of stuff. I mean, you know, you can tell, most people can tell when they're around me. And I just want to basically share it with as many people as possible. So that's why I share my stuff online. And as I started doing that over the last couple of years, I guess, people got interested in asking me questions and wanting me to, you know, take them out or join groups and stuff like that. So I was like, this is a perfect opportunity that I can kind of, you know, build a community around what I'm doing, build a community around hiking, especially here in Perth, because there wasn't a lot of that out there. And yeah, so the last maybe the last year specifically, I've started taking people out in groups, organising these kind of overnighters, and it's been so fulfilling, you know, getting people out sometimes for the first time, getting into nature, beautiful places like this. You would have seen on some of the drone shots from Oliver. It's been absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, we had a great sunrise this morning over the hills.
Sunrise this morning, stuff like that. Getting people out and experiencing that is just the most fulfilling thing ever. So that's kind of the reason I do it.
Yeah. So this is actually a Patreon overnight camping hike that Cam has organised for his Patreon followers, but he also has a trail club. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So I have a trail club. It's called Rapids Trail Club. We run it through Instagram. We do free group hikes at least once a month. Is kind of what we aim for, and it's all about exploring new places. Like I said before, just getting new people onto the trails and just moving the body a bit on weekends. So it's been really successful. I think that's maybe, I don't know, you've come along to a few.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, it was awesome. I went to the one at Bells Rapids. Yeah.
So
that was great. And then I did the 20k practice hike for this adventure that we're on now. Yeah. So thanks for organising all that stuff for us. Whoa, bushes everywhere. Yeah. Okay. So do you have any adventures coming up that you want to share with people?
Yeah. Well, tomorrow morning, after we get back from this hike, I'm flying to Northern Territory, which is exciting. Hiking the Larapinta Trail, which is it's a through hike in the middle of the desert, so 250 k's, hiking for about 9 or 10 days.
Okay.
I'll be sharing a lot of that as well on social media, so very excited for that one.
If you see any dingoes, you'll have to send me some photos.
I'm sure I will. I've heard some stories.
Yeah. All right, well, thanks for your time and thanks for answering a few questions. I really appreciate it. All right, we're going to concentrate now and just get stuck into closing out this hike, and I'll see you all at the finish. See ya. If you are somebody that loves getting outdoors, but you find it difficult to get someone to go out with you, then check out what Cam's up to. Have a look at his Instagram. Check out the Rapids Trail Club on Instagram. I'll put links to all of his social media content in the description down below. But yeah, check out the Rapids Trail Club because he organises free hikes for everybody to go on. Alternatively, if you're looking for something a little bit more adventurous and you want to do something a little bit more challenging, check out his Patreon. He has 3 different levels of membership. You can join for as little as $3 a month, and that gives you access to join the adventure and to come along with him on his Patreon hiking and camping trips. There are some other packages that you can check out. Essentially, just go to his YouTube channel, and in the top right hand corner of his banner you will see a link to his Patreon feed, and you can suss it all out for yourself. But yeah, if you're wondering why I'm doing this, when I first discovered Cam on social media, I realised that his content was being filmed around my home state of Western Australia, and I was like, hey, check it out, this guy's a local, and I knew that I just had to meet him. So I reached out first, I started to direct message him, and we had a bit of a back and forth conversation there for a little while, and then he invited me along to the Rapids Trail Club, which I actually didn't realise he was part of, or in fact he was the creator of it. So he invited me along to that. I started going along to some of the activities that he was organising, and yeah, it was awesome. So I just knew I had to share a story about what he's getting up to, and that is why I created this video. Yeah.
You're gonna be fine, but this is so bad. It's good. This choice was so bad. No.
I don't know if you can see it, but that is the Mundaringwea Hotel. We are at the end of our adventure for the last 2 days. So amazing. So glad to see the finish. but man, it was totally worth it. I feel like I've achieved something special here today, and just so grateful to be a part of this. What a great group to hang out with. We're here, we're at the end, we've done it, so good. Ultimately, what I enjoyed most about this adventure was that it didn't matter where you came from, it didn't matter your background, it didn't matter what work you did or what your fitness level was. Everybody got along really well. We told stories, we laughed, and at the end of the hike we sat down together at the Mundaring Weir Hotel and shared a meal.
We did it!
We did it!
Yes.
Awesome. High fives!
Yes. Well done.
Well done, Richard. Carly, well done.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great work. Let's go in there and have some grub.
Yeah.
I had fish and chips. It was absolutely glorious after walking 40 k's. I'll leave it at that. Thank you all for joining me. I really appreciate it. So from me, from Cam and the rest of his Patreon community, I'll see you all next time.